Okay, thank you.
Now I'm sitting in City Hall, and the clerk that might have some answers for me is gone to lunch. And going back home, only to have to go turn around and come back is not something I want to bother with. So I'm just gonna sit here and wait for her to get off lunch. But in the meantime, they're like, "Oh, well, that's just an attorney. You need to hire an attorney." It's like, look, I got to have my information together for a said attorney, if I could find one. They're like, "You need to call the cops." It's like everybody's on a first name basis, and they're refusing to do anything. So that's out. We were told they would do something, but then when push came to shove, they were like, "Nope." At least my husband says that now. That's hearsay. I can't verify that, so I won't. But here I am. Everyone who sanctions this kind of theft is just really on the bottom ladder for me. And people don't understand, theft of any kind really makes you feel violated. You feel very violated, and in my case, more so. We Native Americans, as I said, do take our land very seriously, even an inch. Something about an entire long history of having to fight for our property, I don't know. Yesterday, when I came in from getting some groceries, I'm panicking at my door because they were out talking to their friends and everything, and I did not want to be bothered, and I don't feel safe around these people at all anymore. I have lived in a couple of skeevy neighborhoods, and I have known gang members and everything, and nobody makes me feel as unsafe as my neighbors now do. You know, a thief on the highway or a mugger, he might take your life. That's awful. That's scary as crap. He might take your wallet. People like my neighbors will take everything. Everything. And you might be left with your life, but will you feel like it's worth living when they're done? I mean, it's terrifying when they get the back of the government and they do these kind of things, and then you have nowhere to turn. I should not be coming home to my house where I'm supposed to have peace and have to erect a fence just so I don't have to get bit by somebody's dog. And I should not have to, or I should not be at my door literally in a panic attack. My heart was pounding in my throat, terrified that I was going to get approached by one of these horrible monsters, and I should not have to live like that just because somebody wants their yard to be more square. And it's very silly to live in a state of panic like that. I mean, it's very silly. And then I guess because I've got so much in my life that's happened, this is just the tip of the iceberg that has finally pushed me over the edge. And I mean, you know, growing up, my father warned me, you know, white people this, white people that, evil, evil, evil. And I've stood up for white people. I've done all this kind of stuff. Whenever the reverse racism really started to ramp up, I was speaking out against it. And it genuinely breaks my heart that my neighbor is the epitome of everything my father warned me against. It genuinely breaks my heart. I like people. I don't care what. And I have long suspected that they were racist because there's and I didn't learn this until college, that there's this idea that Native Americans are naturally just really stupid. And this is from anthropology that I'm learning, the anthropology training. And it comes from apparently the fact that we used to bundle our babies on boards, and so we would learn to walk slower. And so this put out this impression that we were morons or something, retarded. And that's how the neighbors talk to me, unless they want something. You know, like information. And then they get the information and they put their faces in their phones and they shut you out. Yeah. And, but I mean, on the other hand, and I've experienced this in other places, when you have a Southern accent, like I do, and you come from the South, there's this idea up north that you're stupid, which is kind of funny considering the history and the etymology of the Southern accent, and the fact that some of the people that have treated me stupid based on where I was born and raised had far less of an education than I do. So I mean, I've never really pointed fingers and said they're racist, but I have often wondered. But so I'm sitting here. I might wander upstairs and see if I can get some information that I need upstairs.
Is there a number I can call?
But I really don't want to waste my space and battery, so I'm going to stop recording at this point. And we'll carry on.